Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are when you're watching this. Leonard Parker here, and I'm here for the second segment of our damage restoration marketing series. In this segment, I'm really going to go into detail about paid ads, specifically local service ads, and how they can really help jumpstart traffic and, more importantly, leads for your damage restoration business. Now, in the first segment, we went over how to build a great website. So what are some of the key components of a great website that are going to not only give your prospective customers a good experience, but also make them more likely to give you a call or contact you. Now, that's the first step, building a great website. The second step is now getting traffic to that website. And paid ads, they're a great way to do that off the bat because it's pretty simple. You set an advertising budget for your ad campaign, you turn on your ads, people start clicking on your ads, and then you start getting traffic and hopefully leads, depending on if you're really able to sell your services and which sets you apart. Now, for the damage restoration industry, Google recently rolled out a service called Google Guaranteed. And you're probably seen this if you ever did a search for damage restoration, or really is actually available for a lot of other industries as well. But it's going to be here at the very top of the page. And you'll see it right away. You're going to have this green check mark, and it's going to say Google Guarantee all in bold there. And you see here the ads are fairly simple compared to the traditional Google ads, but has your business name, your review rating, the area you serve, hours, and then your phone number. So really straight and to the point. And if someone wants to look at other providers, they can click the More button here, and it'll take them to a list of different service providers in their area. So some of the benefits of local service ads, they provide customers peace of mind. So these are businesses that have been vetted by Google. There's a application process, and it's not as easy as before where you can just throw up some ads and the user, they could click on the ad and potentially work with a company that's not very credible. This is a standard program, and it's something that really Google wants to provide a better experience for its users. So that's really how it provides peace of mind to the customers when they're calling you, so that at least they know, even if the job it doesn't go as planned, they do have a guarantee from Google that they can get their money back. So definitely provides customers peace of mind. Allows your business to stand out among competitors. Again, pretty much what I say in the first point there. Businesses that have gone through this process, customer can really have some trust that you are a legitimate company. And all of the companies that are available or providers in your area, they're not going to have gone through this program. They're not going to have taken these steps to go through this program. So it's really important that if you do meet the criteria to be in the Google Guarantee program, that you spend the time to actually apply and get accepted. And this is pretty obvious, but it's worth mentioning here. You have prime real estate on the search results page. So this is a search I did for water damage restoration near me. So a very popular search for people looking for restoration services. And these ads are at the very top. So it's the first thing someone sees. So you're really putting yourself in a position for your ad to be clicked. Compared to even a map hack and some of the organic listings where there may be less click percentage depending on your area and level of competition. So those are some of the benefits. Again, as far as your ad spend, that really depends on your overall marketing budget. But I highly recommend that you at least devote maybe $500 to $1,000 per month. And again, that really depends on your goals and your competition in your area. Because if you're in a metro area like Houston or LA or New York, you probably have companies who are spending 10 times that amount. So really kind of being aware of what your competitors are spending or have some ballpark idea is a good starting point. But it's an investment. And definitely if you have the right investment, if you really take the time to look at what your competitors are doing, it can be a great investment to get things rolling for your website and for your business. Now, a few of the things that I often see with Google Ads, and really this applies to any paid advertising campaign, you want to make sure that your website analytics and conversion tracking is set up in Google Analytics. Google Analytics, if you're not familiar, it's a free tool, and it'll pretty much give you the information you need. It may take time to get enough data, but it'll tell you where your traffic is coming from, where your conversions are coming from, and really that can help you figure out, okay, we have this 6 months of data or this year worth of data. Where are we getting the most business? Let's double down on our marketing channel and maybe reduce our budget in some of these other areas that aren't working quite as well for us. And that's really the first step of an effective marketing campaign, setting up the infrastructure where you are getting that data. And if you're going to be spending money on Google Ads, you at least need to know, okay, what are the results? Even when someone clicks through from Google, from an ad compared to another channel like social media or SEO, how long are they staying on the page? Are they converting, and so on? So very important. That step is very important. Step number 2, and this is something I see often, confirm that you're actually targeting only the area that you serve. So if I'm in Houston, I've seen cases where there's a company, it's not a national company, but it's a company in Los Angeles whose ads are showing here in Houston. Now, unless they're planning to expand to the Houston area, there's no reason why I should be seeing their ads. So you want to make sure that you're targeting only those specific areas that you actually service. And the great thing about Google Ads is that you can actually set a radius. So if typically your team doesn't go outside a 25-mile or 40-mile radius, well, then you can set that setting in the Google Ads platform to only focus on those areas. Or on the other hand, if you know that you only target certain zip codes or certain suburbs, then you can also set up that level of targeting for your Google Ads. Use negative keywords. So there may be cases where, and this would apply for do-it-yourselfers, where maybe they're just looking for information on how to do a certain restoration. Maybe they're more hands-on and don't want to work with a company. Maybe they've been burned in the past, who knows? But those types of searches are, pretty irrelevant for PPC and even maybe for SEO, but definitely for PPC. For your Google Ads, you only want those clicks that are people. They are clueless, they're in a bad situation, they're looking for professional help, and they're looking for professional help right now. So you want to use negative keywords to weed out those bad queries, or not bad queries, or queries that really aren't going to lead to a potential customer. And this is something that we always do for our campaigns. It's a starting point, and I recommend it's something that should be reviewed regularly. Whereas you might start with a list of 15 to 20 negative keywords, but if you've been running your ads for 6 months, you look at your query report for your Google Ads, you might have 50 more phrases that you never thought about, but people are using to click on your ads. So you always want to make sure that you're reviewing this regularly, and I recommend looking at it at least once a month. Use full AdWords, not AdWords Express. You want the functionality and capabilities of that, all of those capabilities that AdWords offers. So making sure that you use full AdWords. Ensure you're sending traffic to a mobile-friendly landing page. And we talked quite a bit about this in the first segment about making sure that your website is mobile friendly, but people now more than ever are using their mobile device to browse the web and to look for different services. So again, if you're sending your users to a specific landing page, you want to make sure that that page is easy to use on your mobile device. Again, if you're paying money for ads, you want to make sure that there's nothing in that from where they click the ad to where they call you, anything that holds up that process. And I didn't list this here, but it's kind of obvious, but it's amazing how often I see this. But typically if you're using any type of form on your landing page, make sure the form works and it goes to the right person on your team or the right people on your team. I've had situations where the form was maybe connected to an employee's email who doesn't work there anymore. So obviously all of those leads, they're going to a dead email. So what I recommend, instead of linking your form to an email to an individual team member, you use like a broad email like sales@yourcompany.com or prospects@yourcompany.com. That way, if there's changes with your team, or even if there's someone new aboard who's going to be handling those leads, that everyone gets those emails. And then, if you're the business owner or you're head of sales or something, always, you can always add your email as well, just to make sure that nothing is, falling through the cracks. Now, for most damage restoration companies, Google Ads are going to be the place to go as far as really getting that traffic and those leads as quickly as possible. But let's say that you have some time, you want to build that relationship. So maybe in addition to emergency restoration services, you offer things like carpet cleaning or odor elimination, things that are important, but maybe not as quite as urgent as there's a few feet of water in my living room. So in that case, advertising on Facebook and LinkedIn may be a good opportunity for your business. So Facebook, you can promote non-emergency services, and you can target specific audiences based on their demographics. So if you're only interested in homeowners, or if you're only interested in working with households who make a certain level of income, that's possible with Facebook. And the key difference between Facebook and Google Ads is that Google Ads is keyword triggered. And you'll see that you're usually going to pay more per click for Google Ads because you're paying a premium because you know that that person is specifically looking for your service. Whereas Facebook, it's definitely more of a passive channel where someone might be scrolling, looking at their friends or family pages, maybe updating their profile, but maybe they're not necessarily looking for your services, but they see your ad for carpet cleaning or pressure washing or whatever it is that you offer, and they say, hey, it's been a while since I've had our carpets in our house cleaned. Maybe it's time to do another carpet cleaning job. And that's a great way to stay in front of them. There's a thing that I like to use for all of our marketing campaigns, and it's the marketing rule of 7. So just because someone clicked your ad or they've gone to your website doesn't always mean that they're going to convert. So you need to find ways to stay top of mind and really build that relationship over time. And this is very important if you provide these non-emergency services. Because people have time, they're maybe going to shop around, maybe it's not an urgent matter, so you have to find ways to stay top of mind. And Facebook, especially when you incorporate Facebook remarketing, it can be a very powerful way for you to stay top of mind. And so really Facebook, it's pretty straightforward here. So here on the left hand side, it's really going to be based on an image. So image or videos. If you are really good with video, or there's someone on your team who's really good on camera, it might be a really good opportunity to stay on top, kind of set yourself apart. And then you're going to have a brief snippet about, what you offer. You're going to have some call to action. So I always like to, make it a little bit catchy so that it catches someone's attention. Because remember, someone on Facebook isn't necessarily looking at your service, so you're going to have to do more to catch their attention. And there are studies that show that women in the photo, those perform better than men. So it really fits your, it depends on your brand and really what image you're trying to promote. But if you are providing non-emergency services, Facebook is a great place to be. Now, LinkedIn, and I would recommend LinkedIn only if you are targeting other businesses. So you don't really focus on residential, but you're really looking at more at businesses, or even if within B2B, you're focused on specific industries. LinkedIn ads allows you to target your ads to a specific position or title within a company. So if you know that typically the decision maker has this position or title, whether that's operations manager or maintenance manager or whatever, you can actually target those specific positions on LinkedIn. Now, the thing with LinkedIn, typically your cost per click is going to be even higher than Google, and definitely higher than Facebook. So, I highly recommend that you maybe test out, even if you are doing B2B, you test out your ad copy and your creative, that's your image or video on Facebook first before you move on to LinkedIn. So figure out what combination of ad copy, ad text, image or video, and landing page works best, what combination, and then once you find something that works and you're really getting good results, move over to LinkedIn where you can get a little bit more targeted with position and title. And again, LinkedIn, you're going to use the campaign manager. So all of these are ways that you can use paid ads to really promote your business and really get those leads coming in. And again, if you're really looking at emergency services and that's what you're trying to promote, Google is probably your go-to, because these are people who are looking for service providers. But if you also have some non-emergency services, Facebook and LinkedIn are worth looking into. And these are all platforms that we provide or execute advertising campaigns for our damage restoration clients. So if this are something that you need help with, feel free to give us a call at the number below. Now, before I end this segment, I kind of also want to mention some more advanced tactics for paid advertising. So let's say you have your campaign set up and things are rolling. These are some different ways you can take things to the next level. So you can do call tracking, where you can actually have a number that has the same area code, but it's a little bit different. That way you can track those calls that are coming directly from Google Ads. And typically what I do, I really use call tracking across the board. Even on my own agency's website, we do call tracking for Google Ads, call tracking for organic, so people clicking through the Google search results, call tracking for social media, and even break it down by platform. So we really know where we're getting calls and where we're getting leads. And like I said, you really want to start things off on a strong note as far as your infrastructure and getting data. And so some of the popular vendors that we've used, CallRail and Call Tracking Metrics, but there are many other vendors out there, but these are the vendors that I recommend and that we have actually used for our own marketing and for marketing for our clients. Remarketing. So remarketing is, going back to the marketing rule of 7, where, if you're promoting non-emergency services, you want to stay top of mind because that buying decision isn't quite as urgent. So do a mix of remarketing, where you're setting up a remarketing campaign, and depending on the platform, that determines the length on how long that you can set that remarketing campaign. I know on Google it's 540 days, but just think about, in real life, what is the typical, that person, they recognize they have a need for that service, whether it's carpet cleaning or whatever, and then how long does it usually take for them to buy? And from your experience, that's how long you should be running that remarketing campaign. But highly recommended. People on average aren't going to convert their first time interacting with your brand. Even if they are on your website, I believe the average conversion rate is around 3%. So that's 97% of people who go to your website who never do anything. So you don't want to leave all of those people, let all of them fall through the cracks. So remarketing is a great way to increase that 3%. Video ads. So again, if you have someone, you or someone on your team who's really good on video, they can be engaging. They're, maybe have a good sense of humor. Make a YouTube video and make that a video ad, or even do it on Facebook. Again, there are other ways you can stay in front of people, not just Google. Of course, Google owns YouTube, but it's its own platform. It's the second largest search engine behind Google. So those are just different ways you can engage potential customers and stay top of mind. Competition blocking, and this is really important if you're in a really competitive area. So this is something that we do for all of our campaigns, and this pretty much prevents your competitors from clicking ads. And I hate to say it, but I've experienced where there'll be, even marketing companies do this, where they'll go out, find a competition, and just have someone on their team click their competition's ads all day. Obviously, what that does, it exhausts all of their ad spend, so their ads don't show anymore. And absolutely, it's not ethical, not at all. But hey, it's a tough game out here. So just make sure that you set up competition blocking for your ad campaign, so that you can minimize or even eliminate that from happening with you and your campaign. And then ad extensions. So this is directly tied to Google, but there are different extensions that you can use to make your ads stand out more. So you can use location extensions, where someone will see your address, so they see that you're local. That might make it more likely for them to call you. You can use review snippets, where you can kind of link it with your Google My Business and have some of your reviews and your review ratings showing. And you can even use site links. So where if someone is kind of looking and researching, they can go directly to the relevant page for the service that they're looking for. So these are ways that you can take up more real estate on the Google search engine results page. And like I said, when I was talking about local service ads, you want to have prime real estate, and you want to be as noticeable as possible. That's going to increase the chances of you getting that click from that hot lead. So hopefully all of this information has been helpful as you look at how you can use paid advertising to really market your damage restoration company and really get more traffic and leads coming into your business. Now, again, if you need help, if you're clueless, feel free to give us a call here at the number on the screen. And no obligation. We can do a free complimentary review of your website and really give you some kind of a blueprint, a roadmap of what you need to do to really succeed with your digital marketing campaign. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next segment, where we're going to go over, honestly, my favorite topic, SEO.